The two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. Whenever you find yourself on the side of the majority, it is time to pause and reflect. Be respectful to your superiors, if you have any. No amount of evidence will ever persuade an idiot. If animals could speak, the dog would be a blundering, outspoken fellow, but the cat would have the rare grace of never saying a word too much. Part of the secret of success in life is to eat what you like and let the food fight it out inside. I did not attend his funeral, but I sent a nice letter saying I approved of it. Courage is not the lack of fear, it is acting in spite of it. When I am king they shall not have bread and shelter only, but also teachings out of books, for a full belly is little worth where the mind is starved. Human beings can be awful cruel to one another. Give every day the chance to become the most beautiful day of your life. Don't wrestle with pigs. You both get dirty and the pig likes it. Kindness is a language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see. Life is short, break the rules. I have spent most of my life worrying about things that have never happened. Out of all the things I have lost, I miss my mind the most. Politicians and diapers must be changed often, and for the same reason. I didn't have time to write a short letter, so I wrote a long one instead. Synergy added bonus that is achieved when things work together harmoniously. Of all God's creatures, there is only one that cannot be made slave of the leash. That one is the cat. If man could be crossed with the cat it would improve the man, but it would deteriorate the cat. He who asks is a fool for 5 minutes, but he who does not ask remains a fool forever. Buy land, they're not making it anymore. Data is like garbage, you'd better know what you are going to do with it before you collect it. Reality can be beaten with enough imagination. Behind every successful man, there is a woman, and behind every unsuccessful man, there are two. Figures don't lie, but liars figure. Never miss an opportunity to shut up. Good judgment is the result of experience and experience the result of bad judgment. Never argue with a fool, onlookers may not be able to tell the difference. A good lawyer knows the law, a clever one takes the judge to lunch. Do the thing you fear most and the death of fear is certain. I must have a prodigious amount of mind, it takes me as much as a week, sometimes, to make it up. A tax is a fine for doing well, a fine is a tax for doing wrong. The fear of death follows from the fear of life, a man who lives fully is prepared to die at any time. If you want to change the future, you must change what you're doing in the present. Eat a live frog first thing in the morning and nothing worse will happen to you the rest of the day. The secret of making progress is to get started. We regret the things we don't do more than the things we do. A habit cannot be tossed out the window, it must be coaxed down the stairs a step at a time. An open mind leaves a chance for someone to drop a worthwhile thought in it. Religion was invented when the first con man met the first fool. Most men die at 27, we just bury them at 72. If you have nothing to say, say nothing. Go to bed early, get up early, this is wise. Sanity and happiness are an impossible combination. If I had more time, I would have written less. It's better to be an optimist who is sometimes wrong than a pessimist who is always right. Do something every day that you don't want to do. This is the golden rule for acquiring the habit of doing your duty without pain. Truth is stranger than fiction, but it is because fiction is obliged to stick to possibilities truth isn't. To someone with a hammer, everything looks like a nail. The world doesn't owe you anything, it was here first. Good exercise for the heart, reach out and help your neighbor. The reports of my death are greatly exaggerated. The worst loneliness is to not be comfortable with yourself. One must travel, to learn. When the end of the world comes, I want to be in Kentucky, because everything there happens 20 years after it happens anywhere else. To stand still is to fall behind. Focus more on your desire than on your doubt, and the dream will take care of itself. India is the cradle of the human race, the birthplace of human speech, the mother of history, the grandmother of legend, and the great-grandmother of tradition. Our most valuable and most instructive materials in the history of man are treasured up in India only. A half-truth is the most cowardly of lies. Some of the worst things in my life never even happened. Great things can happen when you don't care who gets the credit. I'm in favor of progress, it's change I don't like. To succeed in life, you need two things, ignorance and confidence. Anger is an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured. Denial ain't just a river in Egypt. Prediction is difficult, particularly when it involves the future. Never let formal education get in the way of your learning. There is no security in life, only opportunity. Knowledge becomes wisdom only after it has been put to good use. A man cannot be comfortable without his own approval. The right word may be effective, but no word was ever as effective as a rightly timed pause. You can't reason someone out of something that they weren't reasoned into in the first place. The inability to forget is far more devastating than the inability to remember. Don't wait, the time is never just right. To get the full value of joy you must have someone to divide it with. Some people get an education without going to college, the rest get it after they get out. You meet people who forget you, you forget people you meet, but sometimes you meet those people you can't forget, those are your friends. There is no such thing as a new idea, we simply take a lot of old ideas and put them into a sort of mental kaleidoscope. Warm summer sun, shine kindly here, warm southern wind, blow softly here, green sod above, lie light, good night, dear heart, good night, good night. Many a small thing has been made large by the right kind of advertising. Writing is easy, all you have to do is cross out the wrong words. If you want love and abundance in your life, give it away. Don't part with your illusions. When they are gone you may still exist, but you have ceased to live. I can teach anybody how to get what they want out of life, the problem is that I can't find anybody who can tell me what they want. There are lies, damn lies and statistics. If voting made any difference they wouldn't let us do it. When we remember we are all mad, the mysteries disappear and life stands explained. There are only two types of speakers in the world. 1, the nervous, and 2, liars. It's no wonder that truth is stranger than fiction. Fiction has to make sense. Sometimes I wonder whether the world is being run by smart people who are putting us on or by imbeciles who really mean it. We are all ignorant just about different things. Quitting smoking is easy, I've done it hundreds of times. The more I learn about people, the more I like my dog. Supposing is good, but finding out is better. The only way to keep your health is to eat what you don't want, drink what you don't like, and do what you'd rather not. Make your vacation your vocation. Go to heaven for the climate and hell for the company. It's better to keep your mouth shut and appear stupid than open it and remove all doubt. I can live for 2 months on a good compliment. Write what you know. I don't like to commit myself about heaven and hell, you see. I have friends in both places. Whiskey is for drinking, water is for fighting over. How far we travel in life matters far less than those we meet along the way. Censorship is telling a man he can't have a steak just because a baby can't chew it. No man's life, liberty, or property are safe while the legislature is in session. The very ink with which history is written is merely fluid prejudice. The secret to getting ahead is getting started. Never tell the truth to people who are not worthy of it. Never have a battle of wits with an unarmed person. I was seldom able to see an opportunity until it had ceased to be one. There is nothing to be learned from the second kick of a mule. Too much of anything is bad, but too much good whiskey is barely enough. The average woman would rather have beauty than brains, because the average man can see better than he can think. The secret of success is making your vocation your vacation. When everyone is looking for gold, it's a good time to be in the pick and shovel business. Children are natural mimics who act like their parents despite every effort to teach them good manners. In the spring, I have counted 136 different kinds of weather inside of 24 hours. Heaven goes by favor. If it went by merit, you would stay out and your dog would go in. A clean desk is a sign of a cluttered desk drawer. Some people give their problems swimming lessons instead of drowning them. Forgiveness is the smell that lavender gives out when you tread on it. Sacred cows make the best hamburger. A German joke is no laughing matter. I have never let my schooling interfere with my education. Don't use a $5 word when a 50-cent word will do. If everyone was satisfied with himself, there would be no heroes. Action speaks louder than words, but not nearly as often. A man is never more truthful than when he acknowledges himself a liar. I was born with Halley's Comet and I expect to die upon its return. While the rest of the species is descended from apes, redheads are descended from cats. When in doubt, tell the truth. It will confound your enemies and astound your friends. Continuous improvement is better than delayed perfection. The secret to success: find out where people are going and get there first. Make your vocation your vacation. That is the secret to success. The secret source of humor is not joy but sorrow. Against the assault of laughter, nothing can stand. Nothing exists but you, and you are but a thought. Man is the only animal that blushes, or needs to. Work and play are words used to describe the same thing under differing conditions. The best cure for Christianity is reading the Bible. When Congress is in session, no American is safe. For the majority of us, the past is a regret, the future an experiment. Don't go around saying the world owes you a living. The world owes you nothing, it was here first. Good fathers not only tell us how to live, they show us. God's great cosmic joke on the human race was requiring that men and women live together in marriage. Anyone who can only think of one way to spell a word obviously lacks imagination. Temper is what gets most of us into trouble, pride is what keeps us there. Too bad that youth is wasted on the young. The first half of my life I went to school, the second half of my life I got an education. Life is short. Forgive quickly, kiss slowly and love truly. Books are for people who wish they were somewhere else. A lie can travel halfway around the world while the truth is putting on its shoes. You can't depend on your eyes when your imagination is out of focus. Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience, this is the ideal life. Necessity is the mother of taking chances. It is better to deserve honors and not have them than to have them and not deserve them. Life is short, break the rules, forgive quickly, kiss slowly, love truly, laugh uncontrollably, and never regret anything that made you smile. Name the greatest of all inventors, accident. A clear conscience is the sure sign of a bad memory. I've lived through some terrible things in my life, some of which actually happened. Education, the path from cocky ignorance to miserable uncertainty. When you fish for love, bait with your heart, not your brain. Worrying is like paying a debt you don't owe. Loyalty to country always, loyalty to government, when it deserves it. God created war so that Americans would learn geography. Write without paying until somebody offers to pay. It's easier to fool people than to convince them that they have been fooled. courage is resistance to fear, mastery of fear, not absence of fear. Get your facts first, and then you can distort them as much as you please. The man who does not read has no advantage over the man who cannot read. Be careful about reading health books, you may die of a misprint. Clothes make the man. Naked people have little or no influence on society. Age is an issue of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. Education consists mainly of what we have unlearned. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. They did not know it was impossible, so they did it. In the first place, God made idiots. This was for practice. Then he made school boards. Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness. The best way to cheer yourself up is to try to cheer somebody else up. Good decisions come from experience. Experience comes from making bad decisions. History doesn't repeat itself, but it does rhyme. The trouble is not in dying for a friend, but in finding a friend worth dying for. Forgiveness is the fragrance that the violet sheds on the heel that has crushed it. All you need in this life is ignorance and confidence, then success is sure. Never put off till tomorrow what may be done day after tomorrow just as well. Do the right thing, it will gratify some people and astonish the rest. The human race has one really effective weapon, and that is laughter. Let us live so that when we come to die even the undertaker will be sorry. Everyone is a moon, and has a dark side which he never shows to anybody. Any emotion, if it is sincere, is involuntary. Wrinkles should merely indicate where smiles have been. A gentleman is someone who knows how to play the banjo and doesn't. I am an old man and have known a great many troubles, but most of them have never happened. Do not complain about growing old, it is a privilege denied to many. Facts are stubborn things, but statistics are pliable. It's easy to make friends, but hard to get rid of them. Suppose you were an idiot, and suppose you were a member of Congress, but I repeat myself. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.